put your records on. I thought, here we go. Here comes Haley. That's right. We're going to have that song stuck in our head. The Star Wars theme song? Yeah. Akeem is here. Okay. So, hello, Haley. How are you, honey? All right. I have to remember. Oh, I don't want breakout rooms. Share screen. Share screen. There we go. Now I need to do annotate. That's what I want. I want my spotlight, my little Tinkerbell spotlight. Okay, there we go. Whee! Hello, Akeem. Haley, give me a thumbs up. Can you see my screen, honey? All right. I'm just going to wait a minute or two and see if anybody else joins us because it's, you know, the first day back and all that good stuff. Bum, bum, bum. It's just 8 o'clock. All right. Anybody have any like good stories to tell about the new year? Yeah.
I was asleep.
Yes, Carl.
About the new year over break.
Over break. Anything? Any good news?
I ricocheted off of 2 trees.
You ricocheted off of 2 trees. I'm not sure that's good news. Were you? What were you doing? Were you skiing? Were you? Okay. So sledding on like a conventional sled or a snowmobile. Haley, you got to turn your mic off, hon. An actual sled. Good for you being on an actual sled. Okay. I'm not sure that was good news. Although maybe knock some sense into him. But, oh. Yes, sir. Okay, I'm looking for good news. I'm not looking for horror stories. Good news. Bella.
Well, so basically, my grandfather was on his 4-wheeler, and he was towing my brother, me on my snowboard, like holding on to a rope, and then my dad in a sled, sitting down like this, and then we all collapsed, and it was pretty funny. And then somebody was videoing it who was on like the street driving down.
I'm not sure this is good news. So it was fun. Okay, fun stuff. Paige, do you have good news and not a horror story?
Yes.
Ellie, turn your mic off, please. Uh-huh.
And we had to move everything out and repaint the walls, and it took like 3 days just to get everything together. We're still not done.
Right. Painting seems like it should be so easy, but the thing is you got to take everything down and move everything and then you paint your ceiling. So you got a new room. It's like a fresh new room. So that's cool. Anybody out there in Zoom land have any good news? Ed, Haley, real quick.
Well, yesterday, my friend from like the Dragon side got to come over to my house and play with me for play date.
All right, a play date during coronavirus. Look at that. Amazing. They got to play. Okay. All right, let's start real school. I want to wish everybody a happy new year. Welcome back, all that good stuff. Might take us a while to get back in the groove. I hope everybody at home can see my screen. Can you see my little cursor moving around?
Yes.
All right. So before break, Mrs. Flynn and I decided that we were gonna kind of put aside the novel that we normally do at this time of year, just because with kids at home and getting books and whatever, we thought we would just try some other practice. So today what we're gonna do is I think it should be a simple class, but you know, who knows? We're going to actually practice turning the question around into an answer, okay? So we're gonna do the first one together. So I actually have made in classwork a category for TTQA, and there's only one thing in there right now, and probably will remain one thing, unless we need to practice it more, okay? So everybody just watch right now. Do we need to turn the lights down in the room a little bit?
No. I can.
Could you just a little bit? They're a little bright. I'm not used to being awake at this hour. I'm usually still sleeping. I did really good the first part of break where I went to bed at a normal time. Okay, that's good. And then woke up at a reasonable morning time. And then on about Wednesday, I started staying up till 2 and sleep until 10, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, so we are going to turn the question around into an answer. So this is practice. So these questions, and I believe there are 6 of them, if I remember correctly. Okay, and we're going to do the first one together. They come from stories you have not read. I know that. I know you do not know the actual answers because you have not read the stories. What we are practicing is reading a really long, involved question, figuring out what we have to do and how we have to do it. Okay, so if you look at the directions, it says for each of the following 6 questions, highlight in yellow where it tells you how you have to answer the question. In other words, are you answering in a complete sentence? Are you answering in a paragraph? Are you answering in an essay? The how, okay? And then highlight in aqua where it tells you what you have to answer. In other words, what the heck is the question? Okay? And then, you're not done yet, in the box below each question, turn the question around. It says, you will not know the answers to the question, so you may have to use blanks where some text information would belong. So if we look at number 1, it says, in the drive-in movies, the narrator is the author Gary Soto. In the story, you get a picture of the type of child he was. In an essay, name 3 of his qualities, such as the quality of being a hard worker. Give an example of an action from the story for each quality you name. So that's a really long question. So the idea is like tease out what we have to do and how we have to do it. Okay. So in yellow, we're going to do the how. So in other words, how are we going to answer this question? What format are we going to answer this question in? So somebody tell me, Zoom land, raise your hand or turn your mic on. Somebody tell me, how do we have to answer this question? I'm waiting for more people to participate here. Skylar? Well, that's what we're practicing, honey. Of course, you have to turn the question around. But what format are you going to do? Because every time you answer a question in my class and in most of your classes, you should be turning the question around. Like so that people know what the question is by your answer. But what's the format? Are you going to write a sentence? Are you going to write a paragraph? Are you going to write an essay? What are you going to write? Kaden? An essay. So according to my directions, I have to highlight that in yellow. So I'm going to select the words in an essay. Can everybody at home see that? And then you have to have your toolbar up. And I'm going to go to highlight color, and it tells me to do that in yellow. So I know I'm writing an essay if I were to answer this question. Okay. Now, the next part is highlight in aqua, where it tells you what you have to answer. In other words, highlight in aqua what the question is. So take a look, I'll read it again. In the drive-in movies, the narrator is the author Gary Soto. In the story, you get a picture of the type of child he was. In an essay, name 3 of his qualities, such as the quality of being a hard worker. Give an example of the action from the story for each quality you name. So now, what's the question? What words in this big, long task can I highlight in aqua that tells me what I'm answering? I got the same 3 hands in the air. I know it's hard. Carl, what do you think?
Name 3 of his qualities.
Okay, yeah. So let's highlight, name 3 of his qualities. I wonder who he is.
Are we supposed to be doing the thing you're doing on your phone or just, I'm not the phone, the computer?
Right now, what I'm going to do, good question, Haley. Right now, at home, we're just doing this one together. And then what I will do is I will leave this up when I have you do 2 through 6 on your own. Okay? So just watch right now and see what we're doing. Is naming 3 qualities of this person. Well, first of all, name 3 of his qualities. Do I need a little more information when I go to answer my question than hit, like, who's he? Gary. So maybe I'm going to highlight narrator is the author, Gary Soto. So that gives me a little more information. That's not really the question, but if I start my answer off with you know, his three qualities are, I don't know who that he is. So I might want to like highlight that. So I have that out. Is that the only thing I have to do is name the three qualities? What else do I have to do? What else should I highlight in aqua? Zion, you want to take a guess? There you go. He said, give an example of an action from the story for each quality. So in other words, I want to have 3 examples. So here's the highlighter. If you don't know where the aqua color is, it's this one right here. It's I like this color. Okay, so that's the first 2 steps, right? I've highlighted what I have to do and how I have to do it. Yes? So now comes the hard part. So I know that if I were going to answer this question, you know, for a grade, I would have to be writing an essay. Okay? But whether you're writing an essay, a sentence, or a paragraph, you should, like Skylar said, turn the question around, TTQA. So the question part is everything we've highlighted in this aqua color. Okay? So in the box, you're going to take the question and you're going to turn it around into an answer. The other thing I would say is you probably want, especially in an essay, you probably want to include the title. Okay, so somebody wanted to take a minute, I'll read it again. In the drive-in movies, which is the title of the story, the narrator is the author, Gary Soto. In the story, you get a picture of the type of child he was. In an essay, name 3 of his qualities, such as the quality of being a hard worker. Give an example of an action from the story for each quality you name. So where are we going to start? You don't know the answer. I know you don't know the answer. I'm just looking for you to build the skill of turning the question around. So Paige has an idea. Anybody else have an idea? Haley, go ahead, turn your mic on, hon.
The narrator, Gary Soto, let me start this. The 3 qualities of Gary Soto are, and then you write the qualities.
Okay, I think you were on a better track when you said the narrator, Gary Soto. But you're right. His 3 qualities are. Okay, so let's, what didn't she include in there? I don't have it highlighted, but what did I just say you need to include? The title of the story. Okay, so I would actually start with the words the narrator. Okay, so in my box, I'm going to write the, okay, turn your mic off, Haley. Thank you. The narrator of what's the title? The Drive-In Movies, Gary Soto, has many qualities, right? Period. 3 of his qualities, basically it's asking you for character traits, are, colon, and then we're gonna go, here's 1, comma, here's 2, comma, here's 3, period. Because I don't know what they are because I haven't read the story, right? Does that make sense? Okay, am I done turning the question around? No. So, okay, so I've got the title. I've got this part that I highlighted in aqua. I've named 3 qualities, but I still have more aqua stuff. So what else do I have to include? Okay, so because we don't know this, right? We could just kind of fudge it a little bit and just say there are many examples of each of these qualities, period, right? There are many examples of actions where he shows these qualities. How's that? All right, what did I just say? So there are many examples of his actions which show each of these qualities. Okay, so that way, that if you were going to write an essay, that would focus your essay, right? Here's his qualities, and then this would be a really long essay because you'd have to have like a paragraph for each quality explaining what the actions were. Yes? Okay, so does everybody see what we did? Does everybody understand what we did? Okay, so what I would like to do, let's say it's 8:14. I'd like to give you until 15 minutes, if we need the 15 minutes. And I would like for you to independently do 2 through 6. If you look at my screen, because I typed in the box, it kind of messed up the boxes below. Don't worry about it. Once you start typing in the box, it'll just continue in the box. Okay? But make sure that you do all of the steps. You're highlighting in yellow, and then you're highlighting in the aqua color. Okay? So this is under TTQA in classroom. Question? Let's do it this way. Let's do 2 through 6. And then if you have time, you can go back. I will leave this up here. Okay?
If you don't finish today, are we going to finish it tomorrow?
I would like to finish this today. I would like to give you 15 minutes to do this and then go over it together. I have something else planned for tomorrow.
Because I have a feeling I'm not going to finish this today.
Well, that's not the attitude. Go, Haley, go. You can do it. Highlight. Once you highlight the stuff, you should be good to go. I'm trying to figure out how to stop something. Okay, so folks out in Zoom land that I'm recording, the kids are taking a little bit longer to do this than I had anticipated, which is fine. So I really want you guys to practice this. So what we'll do is tomorrow, Tuesday, we will go over these. Okay, so in other words, you have to have 2 through 6 done, okay, for tomorrow so that we can go over them and see, we'll share some things out, okay? And that's okay. So I'm going to actually stop the video. And that's the directions. So